Hello everyone. Today I want to analyze a poem titled The Moon by Robert Louis Stevenson. So in this presentation, I will explain the function of the poem, the intrinsic elements, and how this poem can help students learn English in English language teaching (ELT). Before discussing the analysis, let me give a short overview of the poem. So, this poem describes the moon shining at night and lighting different places such as streets, fields, trees, and houses. The poem also talks about animals like cats, dogs, mice, and bats that are active during the night. So the atmosphere of the poem feels calm and then peaceful and imaginative. Even though the language is simple, the poem creates a very clear picture of nightmare. So next is segment 1, the function of the poem. In my opinion, this poem mainly serves an aesthetic function. Why aesthetic function? Because the poem focuses on the beauty of language, imagination, and imagery. The poet, the poet uses descriptive words to create a magical picture of the night. For example, readers can imagine the moon shining brightly while animals move around quietly at night. The poem makes readers feel relaxed and peaceful. For English learners, this poem is useful because students can enjoy learning English through beautiful language. It also helps students improve vocabulary, pronunciation, and imagination. So, this poem is not only entertaining but also educational for language learners. Next, segment 2, intrinsic elements analysis. Now I will discuss the intrinsic elements of the poem. Since this is a poem, I will focus on imaginary, rhythm, and figurative language. First, imaginary. Imagery helps readers imagine scenes and situations clearly in their minds. One example is the moon shining on streets and fields. This line helps readers imagine moonlight covering streets and open fields at night. And then another example is birds sleeping in trees. This creates a peaceful image of birds resting quietly in trees during the night. And then there is also a cat, mouse, dog, and bat moving at night. This imagery makes the nighttime atmosphere feel alive because readers can imagine animals moving and making sounds in the dark. So, overall, the imagery in this poem creates a calm and magical picture of nightmares. So the next is rhythm. The rhythm of this poem is smooth and musical. When the poem is read aloud, it sounds soft and flowing, almost like a lullaby or bedtime story. For example, the squealing cat and the squeaking mouse. The repeated sounds make the line enjoyable to read and easy to remember. This rhythm helps create a peaceful mood of the poem and makes the poem sound more beautiful. And the third, figurative language. The poem uses simile. One example of simile is the moon has a face like the clock in the hall. This compares the moon to a clock using the word like. The comparison helps readers imagine the round shape of the moon more clearly. The poem also uses personification because the moon is described as if it has a face and can observe the world like a human. These figurative expressions make the poem more imaginative and interesting for readers. So we move to segment 3, ELT application. Now I will explain how this poem can help students learn English. First, with imagery, the imagery in the poem helps students improve descriptive vocabulary and imagination. For example, the moon shining on streets and fields. Students can learn vocabulary related to nature and places while also imagining and imagine the scene in their minds. So this helps students practice descriptive language in English. Second is rhythm. The rhythm helps students improve pronunciation, stress, and reading fluency. Like for example, the squealing cat and the squeaking mouse. The repeated sounds make students practice pronunciation more naturally and confident. Reading poems aloud can also improve intonation and speaking skills. So the last is figurative language. The figurative language helps students understand imaginative expression in English. For like example, the moon has a face like the clock in the hall. It's like a student can learn simile because the line compares two things using the word lie. This helps students improve interpretation skills and critical thinking while learning English. So in conclusion, The Moon by Robert Louis Stevenson is a simple but meaningful poem. Through imagery, rhythm, and figurative language, students can improve their vocabulary, pronunciation, imagination, and understanding of poetic language. These poems show that literature is not only for entertainment, but also an effective tool for English language teaching. Thank you very much.